Australian consumers can be forgiven for thinking that property price data published by research firms like PropTrack and CoreLogic is a matter of fact. The median house price for a city, you might think, is a matter of fact, and how much it has risen or fallen is a matter of fact also, right? Well, actually, no. Media reports these figures as if they are absolute fact or gospel truth, but in reality, they are not. Like all real estate data, median prices are in fact rubbery figures. The median price for a city and how much it has changed recently depends on whose figures you actually believe. All research businesses have their own methodology for calculating median prices and other real estate data, and the reality is that one research entity has different figures from the next one, and so it can be very confusing for consumers. The property website Domain has just published its figures on property prices up to the end of 2023, and their numbers are starkly different from those published by CoreLogic and reported by journalists as the gospel truth. CoreLogic says the national market leader in 2023 was Perth because its median house price rose 15.6% last year. But Domain says Perth's median price rose just 11.9%, and it wasn't the national leader at all. That honour was given to Adelaide, where the median house price rose 12.7% according to Domain. CoreLogic says Brisbane was the number 2 performer on house price growth last year, with its median price rising 13.3%, but Domain disagrees. It says Brisbane increased only 9.7%, which is quite a substantial difference, and it ranks behind Adelaide, Perth and Sydney on price growth last year. Canberra fell 4.6% according to Domain, but CoreLogic says it actually increased 1%. And how much are those median house prices in each of the capital cities? Well, CoreLogic says the median house in Sydney costs $1.4 million, but Domain says it's $1.595 million, and that's a difference of almost $200,000. In Melbourne, you pay $945,000 for the average house if you believe CoreLogic, or you pay $1.047 million if Domain is correct, and the disparity there is over $100,000. Domain says the median house price in capital city Australia, the average across the country, now is over $1 million. To be exact, it's $1.094 million, but CoreLogic says it's $937,000, and that's a difference of $157,000. There are also some stark disparities in the price data from the two sources for the apartment markets. CoreLogic reported that Perth again led the nation in growth in median unit prices last year, up 12.4% for the year, but Domain says that Perth rose only 5.2% and was nowhere near the best in the nation, and was in fact outperformed by 4 other cities. CoreLogic says Canberra unit prices declined around 1% last year, but Domain says they rose 10%, one of the best results in the nation. So how can anyone make sense of these really big differences in the views of 2 major research sources who really don't agree on anything when it comes to prices in our city markets, and whether markets have risen or fallen, or by how much? It's important for everyone to understand that median price figures, like all real estate data, are rubbery figures and always need to be treated with caution. If you're wondering where hotspotting sources its price data, the answer is PropTrack, the research arm of the leading property website realestate.com.au, which we think is the most reliable and up-to-date data available.